Merry Christmas and welcome back to the Antique FANatic. It is the holiday season, so we have a special treat for you. We're going to take a look at our antique Christmas light collection, and I got a lot of them. So stick around to the end of the video and maybe we'll fire some up and hope we don't burn the house down. The first electric Christmas lights were invented in 1882 by Edward H. Johnson, an associate of Thomas Edison. Johnson hand-wired 80 red, white, and blue bulbs and strung them around a rotating Christmas tree in his New York home. While candles had been traditionally used to light Christmas trees, Johnson's innovation marked the beginning of modern electric holiday lighting. However, it wasn't until 1895 that President Grover Cleveland helped popularize electric Christmas lights by featuring a tree illuminated with electric bulbs in the White House. Mass production of electric Christmas lights began around 1903 when General Electric introduced pre-assembled strings of lights, making them more accessible to the public. If you like running the risk of burning your house down just to spread a little Christmas cheer, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and ring that bell so you don't miss any future fire hazards here at the Antique FANatic. Okay, I'm all out of breath from running up and down stairs, but here are some of the lights in my collection, and we're going to look at a few of these and I'll explain a little bit about them. I am by no means an expert on the dates, but I have a rough idea. I know enough to be dangerous, so if I'm wrong, y'all can correct me in the comments. Okay, let's start with the C6s, because I believe the C6s were the earliest of the common Christmas lights, and I've got a few older ones that I'll show you in a little bit, but we're going to start with the C6s. Here's a set that I have, and again, one of the things I like the most about old Christmas lights is the packaging. It's so festive and happy, and it was great marketing. But these are C6s, and these were made by GE, and this is the earlier logo. And one of the things about C6s, these have the ridges in them, so they're not the earliest. I believe the original were smooth, and I've got some examples of those upstairs that I'll show you in a little bit. These were the earliest. And now let's talk about C5 Petites. This is a Westinghouse only light. Compared to the C6s, you can tell these are tiny and they're little smooth. Some people call these spade bulbs, which I guess is fine. It kind of helps people identify that are collectors the difference. But this is a set that I got recently, and they've got the replacement bulbs, new old stock. And then this is a bunch of new old stock that I've collected since I became aware these even existed. Okay, then we're going to go to the C9s just because we're right here. And these are what we call the swirl bulbs, or flame. It depends on your preference, I suppose. Well, what's cool about these is GE painted the inside of the glass before they assembled the bulb, and that made the finish more durable. And it gives a sheen to it that just keeps them looking vibrant. And that's a set that I bought. Of course, it's not in the original box, but still very, very good. Now let's go to C7s. C7s, this is an original, this is what's so cool, an original General Electric crate that these were shipped in. These were new old stock, they've never been used. And you can see the perforation where these would have been separated and sold as a pack of 4, but this is a pack of 12 that is not detached. And here is the original shipping invoice. These were shipped to a local town near me, so I was really tickled to get these and to preserve these. Somehow these just were never sold, and they ended up in a private collector's collection. Okay, so we've talked about C7s, C6s, C5s, and C9s, and I don't have right offhand anything in the smooth C9, but they made a smooth that was more common, the smooths, as opposed to the swirls. On this, they made some early swirls that were painted on the outside. Westinghouse made some and GE made some, but this was later, I believe. So let's move along. Here's another example of some C6s. Renown is the company. There were a lot of brands, a lot of different brands. Here are some C7s. The NOMA safety plug had the fuse in the plug. Try to help from burning your house down. Set these aside. Now, after a while, you know, people get bored with the same old thing, and these companies were aware of that, so they came up with some different marketing techniques, some different styles. Like the C5s were an attempt to break away from the monotony of the C6s and the C7s and the C9s, and they never really took off for some reason. So that's really cool. Here are some that were also different. The Westinghouse Gaiety, and these are very similar. I don't know how well these did, but these are new old stock replacement bulbs, and I've got different colors, and so those are really cool to have in the collection. Another set, this is called the Glow Ray lights, and pardon me, I have a cold, so my voice is probably obnoxious, but try to overlook me. Here's a really nice set of GE Glow Rays. Just got these off of eBay and just love them. They're by NOMA. Just really cool. Patented bead holds lamp in position. It's always cool. Let's see, what else do we have? There's some more safety plugs. Gotta be careful with the old cardboard. There's some more C7s, more Renowns. And here's something interesting. The Reliance Rosettes. This is again another attempt to come up with something to break the monotony in the marketplace. And these were probably, you could tell by the cloth covered cord, they're early. They have a C6 socket, but they're completely different. Now this set, I'm missing 3 of the rosettes, sadly, but still very cool to have the original packaging. Just gorgeous. We'll try to light some of these up for you later. Gotta wait on it to get dark. It's too bright. Here's some new old stock. I'm gonna try to open this without tearing up the cardboard. Cardboard gets fragile. Here's some C7s, GE. Really good condition. Got the GE logo, the letters instead of the meatball, as folks call it. Okay, so what else do we have? Let's look over here. These are something I picked up recently. These are made in Japan. They're called the Colonial Lights, a Merry Midget by GE. And I've got 6 boxes, rarely used, if ever. but we're going to try to light those up too, because I think they're really neat. Here we go, some examples of some obscure bulbs. These are pretty early bulbs, and they're all different. I didn't put them in here. I bought this jar as is, and I haven't added anything to it. One thing you'll see in here is what we talked about earlier. The original C6s were smooth, and they didn't have the ribs in them. And I don't know if you can see in there, but back in there, there's a bell shape bulb, some that look like pine cones. There's some early swirls, some more early swirls or flame. Of course, they've been shook around in here and some of the paint's coming off, sadly. But this is more nostalgic for me because of the friend that I got these from. Yeah, try to guess how many bulbs are in that. Maybe I'll give you a cap or something if you can guess. I'm not counting them, so don't count your chickens. Okay, let's look at these right here. Some more C6s. NOMA Christmas lights. For a safe and brighter Christmas, use NOMA approved sets. Again, the bead holds the lamp upright. Very nice packaging, made in the USA. We love that. Here's an all blue set, holly lights, C7s. Puts life in your Xmas tree. Right on. Okay, now here's some. These are also new old stock that I got. These are later, but they're American made. GE Stardust. I've not lit these up, but I plan to do that later tonight. Show you that, so stick around. Don't run off. Go watching football. And then the Westinghouse Mazda Reliance Decorative outfit. Very cool. Now these, I'll tell you, see it says Westinghouse Mazda. There are no Westinghouse bulbs in this set. So these have been used. They got the bakelite plug, cloth cord, and they got this funky, cool spatter pattern on the bakelite, which I think is just neater than, you know, neat. Really cool decoration on the packaging. That's part of the love. Let's set these aside. And let's get over here. Good Light lighting outfit. You can tell by the packaging, these are C6s as well. General Electric Xmas lamps, made in the USA. And yes, you can see they are indeed GE. Someone did some repair work at some point. I'm not sure this is the original cord, but must be. Got the good meatball logo on here. Really nice package. And now let's jump over here to these. Real Light Decorative Color Light outfit. Such a cool package. Shows all the applications, whether you're hanging them from the ceiling or whether you're putting them on your tree. For indoor and outdoor use. Absolutely waterproof. Now these are really cool. Here we are. These are the C9s again, the swirl. The GE Mazda USA. These are more than likely the original lights. And this cord is really cool. It's like a waxed cloth cover. It's just really, it's one of my favorite sets. It's in such good condition. Very well stored. And I love the red, white, and blue. Super neato keen. Again, I apologize. I've been ill. And this is a Woolworth's house brand with C7s in there. They were 99 cents back in the day. All right, let's have a look. See, what have we not looked at yet? I gotta dig around, move some stuff around. Okay, I had to move some stuff around so we could get to some of the other ones. These are a few of my bubble lights. Anyway, these have been used and abused, but I kept them because they got the cool box, and I'm sure some of these bulbs still work, and I've just not had a chance to use them yet. I'm going to try to get me a chandelier and put some of those in there. Just a really cool box. A NOMA set. And here is a set of Royal lights. 15 light streamer. Let's get in here and take a look. Now, according to the packaging, these were once all swirl bulbs, but only a few of the swirls remain. And a lot of these are the smooth C9s, and those are marked Westinghouse. Some of these I think may be much later bulbs. But the Westinghouses and stuff, that's really cool. I love Westinghouse stuff. I like it all. Who am I kidding? So let's see, where do we go from here? Okay, we're getting to something, one of the sets that I really like just because it's unique. Why is it unique? Well, I've never heard of it before. It's called Onolite, and it's equipped with American-made GE and Westinghouse lamps. I guess they just figured they'd use the same packaging no matter what lamps they had, and that was easier. Now these are cool because they've never been used, ever. If you look at this, now stay, would you stay? Stay where you're at there, okay. So the Onolite, this would unscrew the bottom of the base, and you would stick it on, and it had metal prongs that when you tightened it down would go into this rubber cord. And these bulbs are, I believe, I can't tell right offhand, but you see these were dipped after the bulb was finished and the paint went up over the socket. And I'm not sure, I gotta take my glasses off so that I can squint better. I want to say this is Westinghouse, or I think they call these plastic coats, and it may be GE. It says USA, and it doesn't say anything else, just USA. But nonetheless, super cool. And you can tell that it's wrapped factory. So, on a light, and see that's how it goes together. You know, I'll try not to delay any longer on one set. And here is a set of Holly Light, Holiday Spirits. Again, puts life in your Xmas tree. Yeah, that's what you want to do. This is a very cool set. It looks like it maybe was stored in a not so dry place. That's not me, that's previous owner. It's got some stuff in there. That's not mold, it's just dirt. Very dusty, but such a good looking set of lights. Very well stored. The Holiday Spirit. Alright, let's move some stuff around here and see what else we got. Alright, Fiesta lights. Westinghouse logo. Let's get in here and see what we got. And these are Westinghouse swirl bulbs, C9s. Now I wouldn't be surprised if some of these weren't GE replacements. But most of them seem to be marked with the infamous W, which is very, very cool. Love that. Those are definitely some of my favorites. I try not to mess around with these too much, so that's why I figured we'd do it all in one go. And I can put them away. Alright, decorative lighting outfit. Okay, now here is a prime example. This is the swirls when they were painted on the outside. And you can tell the paint is deteriorating, and right next to it, this is one that was painted on the inside, and it's much cleaner. And this is one. Somebody replaced them with later ones here. And this green fade on here is really neat. I'm not sure what's the brand on these bulbs. These were Japanese. So these, I don't know. I would say these were replaced later. These may have been the originals. Again, I don't claim to know everything. And again, love the cloth cord. That just says the set's very, very old. We got some good yummy mold on it. And this is an interesting set, the all rubber outdoor Christmas lights by NOMA. I've never seen these before. I haven't seen them since. This is the only set I own. And this would fit over whatever you were attaching them to, branches and whatnot. And they're the smooth C9s. Very cool. All right, let's go see about some of the older lights in the collection. Wait, before I get too far, I found some more. Let's move around here. Let's get over here to the... All right, we got the gay lights. These are recent purchases. I picked these up on one of my road trips. You'll see these in a video very soon. Found them at an antique store. And if you can tell through the little window in here, I guess I can open them up. Maybe not without destroying them. These are the ones that open on the side. They didn't have the little flap. So I'm not going to take them out because I'd risk really destroying this plastic. But these are the swirls. I think that's a smoothie replacement in there. And then in here, we got the Royal 7-light weatherproof set. GE lamps. And this one, I think the hinge is already given way, so we'll set it aside. And how cool is that? I mean, swirls, all blue, GE with a letter logo. So they're old. And it's got, somebody had left their splitter on here to attach multiple sets. Very neat. And then underneath that is another set that I picked up at the same antique store. And it's the same situation. All blue. I love blue lights. And it's one of my favorite colors. So these were probably bought together originally and used all of their life together. And now they get to stay together. Okay, so that's... Nope, I'm getting ahead of myself, y'all. I get excited. I can't help it. Don't pay no attention to my dirty dishes. Okay, these are a recent purchase. These icicle lights. These were no doubt made not here. I think they were made in Taiwan or something. But I've never seen this type of bulb with a full on. Now that's, you know, different than what you think of when you hear icicle lights. So I got 3 sets of those. I'll check those out and see what they look like. Basically, they're just the midgets that go inside a plastic icicle and would illuminate that way. Okay, so let's go see if we can find some other lights to look at. BRB. hope I'm not boring you. This is cool stuff. Okay, here are a few of the early bulbs, especially this guy. I believe this is what they would have referred to back in the day as a figural bulb. I know they made them in animals and, you know, different other shapes, just seemingly random but somewhat festive. I don't know that the bird is really festive. Not what I think of when it comes to Christmas. But here's another bell-shaped C6 socket, and then this is kind of a odd swirl, you know, dipped, painted. This one, I don't know. I think that's a C7, but it's just a cool bulb that was in a set of Christmas lights that I got. Now, since we're right here, let's talk about these. My mom picked these up for me at, I think it was a garage sale in the town where she lives, but you know, it's got the whole set in here, and I use these as decoration under my tree. Got the cloth cord. These would have probably been used in more of a commercial setting. Maybe some of you guys can give me some more history on those, but those are GE bulbs. The paint's cracking on them, but I just love that. It just, when they're lit up, they're gorgeous. It shows the patina. Okay, let's go look at some more. Okay, here's some of my more obscure bulbs. I keep these in a glass case, so I brought you upstairs to show you some of these. There's some more of the C5 Petites that I really like. Some earlier C6 package stuff. Not so rare, but again, just now. Okay, let's go here. These are the figural type bulbs. Different, just random stuff. I find these every once in a while. I'll never find like a really great set of these, but I keep them because they're really neat. Now, here's some of my Japanese lantern stuff. This set is probably one of my favorite ones, just because, I mean, you can tell. This is the smaller C6 socket style Japanese bulbs. And then we got some more different patterns and things in here I think are really cool. I don't know what the heck that is, but it's neat. Over here, these are like, look like carriage lights to me. And these are not necessarily Christmas, but still cool lighting nonetheless. Anyway, figured you'd like those. Now, these are some of my earliest Christmas lights. Took me a while to find them, but I finally found the box I'd stuffed them in. These are early carbon filament, thanks to my friend Jeff Carter. He gave me some information. I wasn't sure what you'd call them. I wanted to call them Edison type bulbs, but I don't know if that's correct. These were made between 1903 and 1915, so this would have been some of the earliest bulbs that were sold to the public. And as you can see, they've had some wear and tear, but still, for what they are in history, they're worth hanging around. And last but not least, my storage. I'm not going to get all these out. My fluorescent Christmas lights. I have a video devoted to this, so check that out if you haven't already. Thanks for stopping by the Antique FANatic. We hope you've enjoyed this video showcasing our collection of antique Christmas lights. We appreciate you stopping by, but we wanted to wish you and your family a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you again for your support, and we'll see you again right here real soon. Take care.